Hi guys, Terry here with Good Ingestions, on a mission to get the word out that eating healthfully can help you live longer and healthier into those later years. I currently hold a certificate in nutritarian studies. My hope is that after watching some of these videos, you'll be able to say, I can do that. Greens. We all know that greens should be an integral part of our diet. Heck, the G in Dr. Furman's G-Bombs is for greens, so you know they're important. You can put greens raw in a smoothie or a salad or even stuff them in a pita. You can have cooked greens in a soup, a stew, a stir fry, or a scramble. Well, today I'm going to show you one of my favorite ways to get my greens. Easy and flavorful steamed greens as a side dish. When I was growing up, the only leafy greens we had was canned spinach on meatloaf night. Well, these steamed greens are a far cry from that salty, soggy canned stuff. They're simple, delicious, and so nutritious. Let's steam some greens. So when shopping for greens, you first have to know where to get them. Trader Joe's and Aldi's, at least where I live, are not good options because they don't carry bunches of greens. They carry them chopped up and bagged, and they leave the stems in, and that is not good eats. So I need to get my greens from the local grocery store, which here is Schnucks or Dierberg's, and I can usually find a variety of greens at the farmer's market. So here we have some kale. This is curly kale, and I also like lacinato or dinosaur kale if you can find it. This is red chard. Often you can find rainbow chard as well that has different color stems. These are turnip greens, and these are collard greens. Going into this, I was very unfamiliar with all of these greens, but as I tried them for nutrition's sake, I came to love them all. When I'm ready to prepare the greens, the first thing I always do is give them a good bath in a big bowl of water and drain them in a colander. That way, if there's any sand or dirt or insects, they usually float out. The first time I ever prepared kale was from a Rachel Ray recipe, and I gave it a good rinse. But when it came time to eat, there was a big green worm that was hidden under one of the leaves, and it made it onto my plate. That was the first and only time that's ever happened, so don't be discouraged. Just give your greens a good wash. Some types of greens will have more dirt or sand than others. For example, I can hear that these turnip greens had a bit of sand in there when I rubbed the colander against the bottom of the bowl. As you can see, the collard greens also came with a fair amount of sand and dirt. So it's always a good idea to wash your fresh produce. So my greens are all clean and ready to be prepared. So this is a kale leaf, and you'll get about 1 cup of chopped kale off of each of these leaves. And in a bunch, there are usually 8 to 10. There's a thick woody stem down the middle, and you want to get that out of there. So what I like to do is take a sharp knife and just run it down both sides of the woody stem. And then these stems go into the compost pile. You would then take your chef's knife and cut these leaves up into bite-sized pieces. Next is our red chard. This also has kind of a woody stem, so I'll take that out as well. Same way, with your smaller knife, just cut along the stem and take that leaf part right off. Again, chopping into bite-sized pieces. This is what the turnip greens look like. Again, there's sort of a woody stem, so we want to take that out. And these rather large fan-like looking leaves are collard greens. Again, with your knife, cut the leaf off of the woody stem. Now, all 4 of these greens have a different texture and a different flavor, but I cook them all the same way, just for sake of ease, and they all come out delicious. We're going to add to the pot about 1/2 inch of low or no sodium vegetable stock. If you're measuring, it comes out to about 1 cup. I'm going to go ahead and prepare the rest of the chard, because that's what I want to have with our dinner tonight. The vegetable stock is simmering, so I'm going to go ahead and throw these in. Now, if I were making kale, I would take those woody stems and toss them out to the compost pile. But chard is a little bit more expensive, and I'm pretty sure there's a lot of anthocyanins in these dark red stems. So I'm going to chop them small and throw them in with the leaves. Why waste good nutrition? So not only are we going to get great flavor from the vegetable stock and the greens, we're going to add some garlic. With a batch this size, I'm going to add 3 cloves. You want to chop the garlic and sprinkle it in over the greens. Some black pepper will also be really nice in there. Give that a stir and then put the lid on. Now we're going to cook these down for 4 minutes on high, and when that timer goes off, we'll set it again for 4 minutes and cook them covered on low heat. Okay, so that was 4 minutes on the high heat. Now we're going to go for 4 minutes on low. You can experiment. If you like them a little more done or a little less done, you can add or subtract time. But again, I find just for ease that all of these greens will cook to the point where I like them with the 4 on high and 4 on low method. So our 4 minutes is up. We're going to turn those off and they're done. It's just that simple. Now you can drain the vegetable stock out if you like, but a lot of the nutrients are going to be in that broth. So I prefer to leave it in. And you just want to serve those up. They smell really nice with that vegetable stock and garlic and black pepper. Now you want to add some more flavor by finishing these off with a little acidity. There are 2 ways I like to do this. One is with a squeeze of lemon juice, and the other is with just a little bit of red wine vinegar. Either way, these are so delicious. I really hope you'll try them. Don't be afraid of greens if you're not used to eating them. Once you start steaming them like this with all this flavor, you and your family, I think, will grow to love them just like I have. It's such an easy way to get your greens. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe for more videos. Share it with your friends so they can benefit from the information as well. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the road to health is paved with good ingestions. See you next time.